What's up, everybody? Welcome to the first episode of the Authentic Podcast. We're so glad you guys are here listening to us, streaming on whatever platform you're on. We're excited. We love seeing all the likes, the shares on our social media platforms. Thank you for liking. Thank you for commenting. We love all the support. Keep it up. Shortly, we'll be posting a link where you can find us on all the podcast platforms. So follow us there. Now we're going to get into the first episode, which I'm really excited about because this one is really what we're laying the groundwork for, kind of building, showing you guys our background, kind of giving our stories. So we're being authentic with you guys and with everybody and how we got into the personal development space and, you know, what you can expect for the next episode. So we're going to go ahead and get into it. All right, we're going to go ahead, Mitch.
All right, Lorenzo, thank you for the introduction. We're back, everybody, here to quarantine and chill with us. Big Mitch is in the house. My boy Lorenzo. Take us back to, play Mighty Mike together.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, like you said, is the whole, realm of personal development and why we're here today. And like you said, we're giving you our story and our why and, breaking through that barrier of being honest with you guys so you guys can kind of do the same with us. So going into that, just growing up as a kid, watching my dad kind of be his own business owner and having that good work ethic and always, had a positive outlook on life, through what my mom and family was going through. And he never showed weakness, and that kind of stimulated into me. And, the apple doesn't fall from the tree. So from that, I kind of got those, good qualities from work ethic and being optimistic on life and always trying to find the good in things, but at a young age, I didn't even realize, the big picture of that until I did go off to my junior year of college at a 13-hour drive to U of A. He gave me my first cassette called Think and Go Rich, which we all know.
Yeah.
Napoleon Hill. That's actually the first time me and Lorenzo are actually linked together. And
love that book.
That's what the first time it happened. Yeah. So, listen to that, cassette tape. That's what really kind of gave me the foundation and catapulted me into the personal development world. But, those last 2 years, I wasn't truly committed to the personal development. I wasn't as organized as I should be. But once I graduated college, got my first job, what kind of, brought me to the next level was, the first book I actually took serious, which my father also passed down to me, which was the 5 Major Pieces of Life Puzzle by Jim Rohn. And what resonated with me, and I truly got the most value out of this book, was Jim Rohn said, get a personal journal. Write down your goals for your personal life, spiritual life, professional life, physical life, emotional life. And, every day before I went to bed, I'd write down all my goals and aspirations and read them and wake up in the morning and read them once again. Now, looking back at it, I didn't understand, the full effect of what that was going to do for me. But you really are rewiring your brain to think and think about positive outlooks of obtaining your goals, every single day on a consistent basis. And 6 months to a year later, I look back at those goals. Not that I obtained them, I destroyed them, I blew them out of the water. So my advice is truly, the only person that's going to change and commit you to be successful and change your life is yourself. I promise you, if you use these tools and these books and that we're sharing to you, it'll change your life forever like it changed mine. I know Lorenzo had his own background and story, so Lorenzo, go ahead and take it away.
Dude, that's so good. I was getting hyped up just listening to your story. It's so good.
Let's get in a cage. Let's go wrestle some tigers.
Let's go wrestle. Oh, man. Yeah. I love that. I just want to go ahead and, add my background on this. It's funny how, on retrospect, we look, hindsight is 2020, and it's so different from when we look back and we're like, how did we get here? So it's awesome to kind of go ahead and do that. So really, I come from single parent background as well. I had grown up watching a lot of my family members struggle, and I kind of thought that was the way of life. You struggle, you work paycheck to paycheck, you work, you do things, and you don't really go anywhere. And I hated that. I hated that so much, and I always knew in my life, I want so much better. I want to give, be able to give to my family, be able to, help support my own family, start my own family. And how was I going to do that? I don't want to do the same things that, that I learned, because I saw it wasn't really going anywhere. And it's crazy because just to be authentic, to be real, I wasn't really a great high school student. I treated my student life how my regular life was. I did things day to day, and I just did enough to pass. I didn't do, and that was my choice. It's crazy because I didn't realize that afterwards, after high school, when I really put the work in like when I got hired at a job and I worked really hard, my work ethic, I was getting paid for my value. I always added more value than what I was. I worked harder than what I was getting paid for, and kept getting promoted. I kept getting promoted. I kept getting manager level jobs and raises and raises and raises, and I was working for that money. But I chose to work that hard, and I could have used that same work ethic in school, but I wasn't motivated, and I wasn't motivating myself. So now I was getting the money, but then I still had that feeling of, I still don't have a purpose. I'm still living day to day, and it didn't feel right until I took this financial class from my church. I think church is really good because it has great values and morals. And if you're not in church, I mean, finding something spiritual or something that you can base your values on, whether it's philosophy or, Socrates and stuff like that, where you can gain value from and have basic morals on that, I think is really good. And I love the aspect of your personal journal, writing your aspirations down, Mitch. So it was really good. But yeah, so it wasn't until I took a financial class, and I honestly didn't know how to budget my money for until I was at least 23 years old, which is insane. It's like that's something we should be taught in school. Something we should be, how to budget your money. Don't live paycheck to paycheck. Don't get into a bunch of debt and like overwhelm yourself, which is super basic, but no one's really teaching all that. And I feel like that's something we can all learn from. So, and the person that was teaching the class was really into personal development and started talking about these books, starting talking about Napoleon Hill, how to, Think and Grow Rich. And then there's another book, how to win friends and influence people. Also a great book to get into. So then I started listening to podcasts on personal development, how to grow yourself. The simplest, basic sentence or quote that I've heard, which is piggybacking off yours, Mitch, was if you want to change your life, you have the ability to do so. You have to make the changes, which is so simple, but so profound. It was so eye-opening because no one really told me that. My life, I felt like this is what your family's done, and this is what you're gonna do. And I thought like my life was set, which I hated. But then that quote I heard, you have the ability to make the changes. If you want to be a successful person, you have to do the things that successful people do. Successful people meditate, they journal, they write their goals down, they budget, they do things that are going to get them to the next level, and which is really what I wanted and I craved. So I started reading a bunch of books on personal development, on educating myself, and disciplining myself in my career in every area of my life, intellectual, financial, spiritual, and family relationships. And it's changed my life immensely, and which is why I'm so passionate about it. And I know Mitch is, because when we bumped into each other, it was crazy. We bumped into each other in Morgan Hill.
Yeah.
Shout out Morgan Hill.
Number one dive bar in America.
Yeah.
First podcast party's gonna be at the tavern. Slide through.
Yeah, slide through. And it was funny. We're like, I think we had a good buzz going, and then we saw it. We're like, what's up? What are you doing? What you up to? We haven't seen each other in forever. And then he started talking about, man, I'm into this book and personal development. And I'm like, dude, I'm into this book and I'm into personal development, and which is what kind of kickstarted this. And it's been so fun so far. And I just I just hope that we can pass on this, what we've learned and what we want everyone else to grow kind of with us, and which is what is so cool so far.
I mean, dude, honestly, it's a mastermind group. It's the two of us, but we're inviting all you to join us. Great minds think alike. And like you said, Lorenzo, I know you're a man of a higher power. Like the spiritual thing, that's what the number one thing in your life has to be, a spiritual relationship. I don't care, what God or, person you praise, doesn't matter to us.
Some people do. Some other people will say the universe, thank the universe. So it's like, it doesn't matter what.
Power is going to take you to that next level. And like, it's like, I got to thank God, both of us, whoever it may be, that's the reason why we're here and going to be where we are in the future. So.
Yeah.
And it's so simple. Like the first book I read was also Slight Edge, which is like things that are so easy to do. It's like simplicity is success. Like it's so easy to read a book, listen to a tape instead of playing video games and, hanging out with friends or drinking. It's just simple decisions that are so easy that'll change your life forever.
Right. Small decisions. And
what's our next podcast going to be about? What's the next step for this, Lorenzo? What do we want to do?
All right. So next podcast is what we're super excited. We're going to have a special guest on. It's going to be 3 of us, and we're going to kind of interview them on their personal story and their personal development, their 2 cents, kind of what authentic means to them, which is going to be cool. And we want to do more of this. We want to get people on here with us. Let's talk. Let's have a conversation. What are your goals? What are your dreams? How are you being authentic? And what can you share that someone else listening can choose to be more authentic?
Perfect. That's the bottom line right there.
So
network.
So where can they find us, Mitch? Tell them where they're. Tell them. So.
Okay, you know what? I've got the most DMs slid into. I'm so stoked. It's been a while. So, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, iCloud. We're actually going to we're working on the TikTok thing, but all those social media platforms, we're going to start posting on our personal pages. But, as it grows, also going to try to transition that over to our, authentic pages as well. So, we'll get those out to you shortly. And we're looking forward to you guys to start DMing us more. And we want more people to join us. And we, broke through the fear of telling our story. Doesn't mean you guys can't do the same. So Lorenzo,
come on. So good. All right, guys. So excited. We'll follow us on our pages, and we'll talk to you soon.
Bye.